Google My Business and Local SEO. Google My Business and Local SEO. So just sit back and relax. We're going to go ahead and get started here in a few minutes. We do these every Monday. We're going to be doing some audits, going over some Google My Business hacks and tips, a bunch of different things. So just sit back and relax if you can. Going to make sure we got everything set up and we are good to go. And then we'll go from there. If you have anything that you want me to audit, etc., just make sure to go ahead and drop your audit in the chat, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so just sit back and relax. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up. I'm going to make sure this gets out to everybody that we normally would send it out to, because everybody kind of gets upset if they don't get this. Yes, we're going to go over some hacks, tips, just local Google My Business SEO, and in general SEO. So let's go ahead and get this out to everybody. Hopefully y'all are going to have a great week. Today's starting on Monday for a lot of you. For me, it's already Monday evening here in the Philippines, and it's been a blessed day. So chat in the chat box, reach out to me, drop your website for an audit, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Just want to make sure we're sending everything out to everybody. All right, let's go ahead. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started in a few more minutes, just letting everybody get in here. Let's see here. How's everybody doing? Almost done, almost set up. We're just about set. All right, got a couple of viewers in here. We're going to go and get started with these audits. So there's a couple of tricks. A couple of tricks we'll cover today, but overall we're just going to be going over just a bunch of audits. Just a bunch of audits. So let's get started. So this is a website someone wanted me to look at. I'm going to go ahead and pull them all up. This is a Havoc website. You know, biggest things I would tell you, for instance, when you're looking at a website, whenever I'm looking at a website, I notice the first couple of things. Like when you're building out your website, you want it to be geared towards what's your hook, what's your story, what's your offer, what's your service, why should I buy from you, what's different from you versus every other, if you will, Havoc person. What's the difference between you and everybody else? Okay. And that's what most people don't get in business and in websites in general. All right. So first thing, let's go ahead and take this site. We're going to go in incognito mode, and I'm going to look at it and see, okay, does it pass Google's Core Vitals test? I simply right click, hit inspect. I go to Lighthouse and I hit generate report. Once I'm done generating this report, it's going to give me some information. Does it pass? Does it not pass? Is it doable, or am I going to have to redo the entire website? Okay, am I going to have to just use a plugin or make a couple adjustments? With this, it's at a 78. I could probably get it in and fix it. It's mainly the DOM size that's affecting everything, and it even gives you why. It's an Elementor. If you're not using NitroPack, let's see at the bottom, you're already using NitroPack. I could probably still get this to pass. If I couldn't, then I'd want to put it into Gutenberg. I know I can get it passed once it's in Gutenberg. The thing is, whenever you scroll, you want your header to be a sticky menu, so it follows you whenever you scroll. I like the fact you got the big red call to action up here. Okay. Overall, especially in the havoc industry, you do not have enough content. Need quite a bit more content. That's just my personal opinion. It's from experience as well. I do like the fact that you have your reviews in here, but I can't tell is this from Google My Business or not. I'd want to Google My Business embed here. I also want text reviews actually embedded. By that I mean actually putting the text. Like, see, none of this is actual text. This is just an embed. Okay. Then another little hack I have, I actually create a PDF of all of the reviews, put it down here as a link to Google My Business with all of the profiles hyperlinked and pulling in all those GMB signals and assets. Your home page barely probably has, I'd guess, around 300 words, if that. So you want to get your word count up. Every single one of your services should be around 1,500 words, and you probably barely have 300. You're going after this term Longview, Texas. You're the Havoc repair or Havoc contractor in Longview, Texas. So what I'd want to do, I'm going to go open up local Falcon, and then I'm going to look and see, are you passing, are you ranking at all for Compass service groups in Longview, Texas? Okay. So let's go over here, run a scan. This is called local Falcon. And I'm going to specifically go after, let's say, your main keyword you have here. See, Havoc contractor. And one of the other factors, let's look at this real quick. Your headers, this is an H2. It's not even an H1. This I wouldn't even bother putting up here. I'd put your H2. You already have your business name as your logo. So what's the point of actually putting it as text? I would mainly put this as H1, remove this. And then the rest of it can be H2s, H3s, etc. Okay. Let's search again. If it won't pull it up, I do have another way to pull this up. Okay, so it's not pulling it up, it's being stubborn. So then we go over here to your actual address. Okay, we're going to copy that in here, and I'm going to put in your address. You got a couple of ways to make it pull that GMB or that address. Okay, and once we do that, let's see if we can get it to pull it. If not, I'll run a ranking report a different way as well. Have to have multiple ways that we can do this. Okay, get out of here. So we go over here, Judson, and we're going to go Havoc, or in this one, Havoc contractor. Run a scan, we'll wait and see. There are only a couple of on-page SEO, technical SEO issues that you have that we need to fix. Overall, your main issue is going to be lack of content. Besides that, you have no real quote-unquote structure to this website, internal structure, no hyperlinking that I see. You don't have any siloing of your content. Your content, by siloing, I mean one page linking to the next one up, next one up, next one up. You basically have the content thrown on the page and hoping for the best, pretty much. The best thing you do have in here is you do have some location pages in regards to the services and areas you serve. But then again, you don't have any actual neighborhoods listed, things to do, places to go, stuff like I would normally do. You're not ranking whatsoever for your term Havoc contractor. Could definitely make that happen for you and help you out in that sense. So if you need any help, just let me know. Regarding this report, I'll send this over to you as well. This goes over the basic if you will, technical SEO issues you're having, and what needs to be done to fix them, your empty alt text, empty meta description, some basic stuff. It wouldn't even take a few hours to get it done, but I'll have that sent over to you and we'll see what we can do to help you out. If you need any help implementing any of it, just let me know. But we definitely want to get you to get some green geogrids going on for you and everything of that nature. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up some different audits so we can get these things moving. Let's go ahead, desktop. All right, so let's pull bug off. So this is bugoffpest.net, and that's going to be the next audit. So bugoffpest.net, really, if I look at your site, I would say you need a new site. First off, get a new site. I do sites, I run a special, I have them anywhere from $175 to $350, and then I also have another special for brand new website plus SEO for 1 month for $9.97, and we'll get that set up with a brand new site plus your SEO for the first month. Our SEO for the first month is usually $800, so you're pretty much getting a free damn website, or you're only paying $197 for the website. In regards to your technical issues, you got 193 of them, some 400 status code pages, some is your 404 set up right? No. You know, just basic stuff, broken links, empty title tags, stuff like that. We could fix that rather fast. But overall, if you look at your site, it just looks like it's from like the 1990s. It's pretty old. It's not something I'd really want to be showing prospective clients overall. So I'd really want to take this site and just revamp it completely. That being said, you know, as far as rankings, you're actually already ranking a little bit. This is literally right where you're located at. And you got some 3s, 4s, 5s, 7s around here. Good thing about this is if I was to take this site, do it brand new, do proper structure, proper content, stuff like that, I could generally change this grid from reds to greens or reds to oranges at least the first 30 days. And the next 30 days after that, turn this green. It takes me about 3 months or less. I've had some as little as 2 to 3 weeks and turn it entirely to green. If we look at everything on your site, I mean, just overall content-wise, it's not a problem. Really, you have great content. You got plenty of it. You got facts and articles of interest. You got all your services listed out for residential. The main thing I would want to do is like, what in specific do you do for residential pest removal? Because there are specific things that you can and cannot, you know, that you are doing, and then go into your common pests and etc. and increase your content. We want around 30,000 words of content on any website. It's generally what I look for, and that what helps the site rank. Okay, so we're going to want to do that. Then let's go over here. We can also look at and see, does this website pass Core Vitals? I would doubt it, mainly because it's such an old site, but you never know. Let's hit inspect. We'll look at your Core Vitals and see if it passes that. And then once I'm done with all these reports, I'll send them over to you. If you need any help implementing any of this, I'd love to help you. Just let me know. Never too late for coffee. So Core Vitals, if you don't know, Google's last update had to do with page speed and Core Vitals. Core Vitals basically says, you know, is your site built for mobile? You know, if yes, we reward you. If not, we punish you. You can tell me it doesn't work that way all you want, but I know it does. I've seen plenty of people with GMBs and websites suffer because of it. Your website does not pass. It's a 45. Your SEO isn't on point either. So that explains why you're not ranking as well. And your performance, of course, you need a new website to get that up to speed. Let's see what your website, if I can even see, was built in. And it does not, yep, it's definitely built in WordPress. I just don't know what, besides the platform, what your, are you using Elementor or whatever, but I'd get a new website, get that up to speed, get some blogs going out. I do about 1,500 word blogs. I do 4 of them a month. Put those out on press releases. Get your GMB. If I look at your GMB, for instance, if your GMB is up to speed or not, how often are you posting? Is it completely optimized? There are a lot of people out there who want to take advantage of business owners. I'm one of the few people I would tell you I trust. Besides, there's maybe 2 or 3 other ones I would trust. I myself am a business owner, so I started as a business owner, self-taught myself. And I self-taught myself because I got tired of getting screwed over. But nevertheless, post 5 days a week, get your GMB optimized, get the new website, and then we'll start turning that geogrid from where it's at to getting some more reds, get rid of the reds and get the greens in here. So you got some green here, some more, oranges, but we want to change these reds to oranges and yellows, and then from oranges and yellows to green, and light this bitch up like a cabbage, okay? And make sure it's completely green. And then when this happens, once it's all green, what affects, why it's very important, most people understand, let's say, for example, for bug off here, okay, he is in Port Charlotte, okay? So whenever I go to Port Charlotte, most people understand this. Let's say if I was in Port Charlotte and I went pest control, Port Charlotte, and the people that are going to be getting the most, if you will, the most business are going to be in the 3-pack. You got these people up here doing pay-per-click, okay? Then you got GMB right here. So GMB is going to get over 80% of all business, of all click-throughs. Anybody that wants to tell you that GMB is not that big of a deal is a dumbass, because of the sheer fact that most of your traffic is going to up here. Most people are not even going to look beyond the first page. There's a common joke in the SEO community, best way to hide the dead bodies on the page 2 of Google. And it's very true, because most people, when I'm on my phone and I'm sitting here going, I got pest control issues, I'm on my phone going, I'm looking for a pest control person and everything, I'm going to look on Google My Business. I'm not going to look, for the most part, on these websites down here. Why? Because people trust reviews. They trust different things that they can see on here. For example, if I click on here, I can look and see, what are your reviews like? Are they any good? Do they look fake? You can generally tell, On top of that, I can see your products. I can see how much you're going to cost me before I even go anywhere. All right. What are some questions people are asking and you've already answered them? Maybe it's a similar question that me as a client would have. Okay. And this is why GMB is so powerful. Anybody that wants to play it, downplay it, is really lacking any experience, in my humble opinion, with running a business in general, much less anybody with GMB. Okay. So that's my opinion in regards to bug off pests. I will send this audit over to you as soon as I am done. We're going to go over to the next audit. Okay, let's pull up some more. All right, we got Jan Pro. Okay, so Jan Pro of Florida, we're going to pull you up and take a look at you. And then we also have your GMB. Your GMB is not too bad at all. I mean, you already got a lot of ones, but your ones are over the water. Unfortunately, there is a small strip of land right here, which is what it is. I would, the geogrid, pull it over a little bit further. But the further inland you go, you get red. Okay? So what we want is, we want the geogrid to be completely, not red, but greens, yellows, oranges. And we turn these oranges and reds to green and light it up. I'm going to wind up running a new audit report for you on that scan, so I can get you closer to the inside where I want you to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and rerun that scan for you, and we'll go through your website for you, tell what's wrong, what you're doing right, all that stuff. Okay, let's go over to Jan Pro. Come on, baby. All right, so let's go back over here. We're gonna filter our locations. We got Jam Pro right here. So normally what you need to do with this GeoGrid, I use Local Falcon. What you're going to do is you're going to take this and drag it in so it's not as much over the water and I get some more of the land. Okay, a little bit more. That should be good enough. And what we're going to do, this is generally speaking, Jam Pro is, is commercial cleaning. Okay, is what they're going after. Commercial cleaning, those sort of keywords. So we're going to run that for them and we'll see where they're at. Now that they're not going to be hovering over the water, it's probably going to be a lot more reds and such. So let's go ahead and look at your on-page SEO issues. So as far as your on-page technical SEO issues, you do have 7400 status codes. You need to get those fixed. Okay. Have some 301 redirects. That is not good. Google looks down on that. You do have some rel canonical issues we need to fix. You have 16 broken links. But overall, a lot of that will not take that long for me to fix. It'll take about an hour or less and I can fix it. All right. Now, if we look at your website, I do like the fact you got that big green call to action button up top and it follows you. You got a sticky menu, you got your phone number. What I don't like, if you will, as always, your H1 header, you have it way down below and it's literally not above the fold. Above the fold in SEO terms is what I see in my line of sight and it's what Google deems as important. Okay, your H1 is way down here. Okay, it's below the fold. If we look at it, your H1 is going to be quick and reliable commercial cleaning service. Quick and this one. So it's down here below the fold. All right. As far as content, you need more content. Let's look at some other things here, but you got tons of pages, so you got plenty of pages, but even your pages are still content thin. I want about 1,500 words of content on every page I do. That's just a number that for me, if I go 20 pages, 1,500 words each, I'm hitting about 30,000 words, okay? At 30,000 words, Google begins to recognize you. My blogs are usually around 1,500 words. And then I take those blogs and I create YouTube channels out of them and I stack them. And then I embed those YouTube videos inside the blog. And then I embed that inside a press release. Okay? So there's multiple things I do with a blog. It's not just, hey, throw 400 or 500 words up, call it a blog. That is not a blog. That is what I call this, like typical. It's like 300 words. This is what I call a waste of time. Okay? You might as well stop blogging. If that's what you think blogging is, in this industry especially, just stop it. You're wasting your time. It looks like they haven't blogged in a long time, but I'd want 1,500 words of blog and do that. So let's go back over to your scan. Just like I thought, right over your location, which is where it's green, you're ranking 2 and 4. All right, everything else is red. We really have a lot of work to do. It'd probably take me, I want to say about 3 months or less, and I could get you dominating this entire area down in South Florida. Okay, if that's something that interests you, just let me know. Then let's take a look at your website speed and quite a few other things I'm going to look at real quick just to see where you're at so you won't be affected by the Google algorithm update. It's the biggest one for me right now. Then besides that, we'll look at your GMB, see how often you're posting or not posting. Is it optimized? So these are all things we look at. So you actually pass your Google Core Vitals. Great job. Awesome job there. All right, let's look at, if you will, if I can get your GMB. I'm going to go over here and we'll look at your GMB. All right, so in your GMB, we're going to look at the reviews. Are you responding to them? You're not responding to your reviews. Bad job there. Definitely got to get into responding to them. You want about 10 Q&As every month. I just want to start filling this with as much content as possible. You want at least 10 questions and 10 responses every month. I see the questions, but I don't see any responses. Okay. I see the question there, response, etc. But you need to be doing these, this is like 5 months ago. So it's like one-time deal, and they just forgot about doing it. So you need to keep doing those every month. Your description is optimized, which is great. You do have posts, but you're not posting on a daily basis, and you definitely want to be posting on a daily basis. They are set up the way I'd set it up, which is going to be your name, address, phone number, and a hyperlink to see the previous post, which is excellent. Anybody that says otherwise, tell them I told them to shut up. Because it definitely works. Is it against Google's terms of service to put your links in there? Yes, but guess what? As long as Google lets it slide, I'll let it slide. Okay. You got your appointment link. You got all that done. So overall, to me, your GMB looks good. I would just say get more consistent in your posting, etc. But like I said, once again, I'd love to help you in regards to helping you get your, your GeoGrid where it's supposed to be, which is not like this, obviously, and more green, and work on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this report and I'm going to send this over to you as well as soon as we get off here, and I'll send you your audit report as well. So we'll get all that over to you. Let me save this. Okay. Jan Pro. All right, and we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one. We do a couple of these, and then we'll get into some questions. The tool I use, Abdullah, I use this tool no matter where country I'm in. I mean, I can use the same tool everywhere, so it's nothing going to be different depending on your country. To me, that's what I use. So let's go ahead. Ascendant. Maybe I'll do that one. We got so many in here to do. A bug up. Looking. You got any more questions? Just make sure to drop them. Okay, let's pull up some more reports here. All right, the next one we're going to pull up is New Jersey Rehab Experts. New Jersey Rehab Experts. All right, so on New Jersey Rehab Experts, you don't have, and I usually say this 5 million times, but you don't have, a sticky header menu that follows you. Okay, let's look and see if this is a proper H1. You have no H1. You have, literally no structure whatsoever to this website. So first things first, if you like the website, great, stick with it. If you don't, I would, personally restructure this website, especially for SEO. Let's look at your pages. Content-wise, you don't have enough content. Once again, it's not following you. You don't have a sticky header. Then let's go over incognito, see if you pass the core vitals test. I mean, a lot of this stuff that I'm teaching you guys and that you see me doing, it seems redundant because really SEO and success in SEO is doing the same basic stuff over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, if you will, having a chiseler having a hammer and this rock's in front of you. You just keep hammering at it and hammering at it and hammering at it. Eventually, you're going to bust the wall. Why? Because you're taking that hammer and keep hitting the same spot, and it weakens and weakens, and then boom. Next thing you know, it's green. But it's just from the sheer fact of doing simple, basic things like on-page structure, siloing your pages, internal linking. How much content do you have? What type of blogs do you have? Now optimizing. Do you got schema, advanced schema? Do you got service pages, location pages? Do you have videos? Are you reducing your bounce rate from your page? One of the reasons why I'm big on videos is because videos on a service page reduces bounce rate. Bounce rate to Google goes, hey, this site sucks. And if your bounce rate's high, it's going to say, well, we shouldn't reward these people by putting them on the top, so we're going to push them down. Okay, especially when your bounce rate's high. And then if I look at your core vitals, it's pathetic across the board. You're like 17 on performance, which is crap, and then the rest of it's crap. The best one you got's best practice is at an 87. I would want to redo this entire website. I mean, look at it and see what you got it in. If it's in WordPress, even doesn't even look like it's in WordPress. That doesn't mean it's not in WordPress, but no, I mean, it could possibly be in it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but maybe it is. If it's not, I'd put it in WordPress and then put it on Gutenberg. If need be, I'd put it on Elementor. All right, now if I actually look at your GMB, let's take a look at that. As far as your reviews, you're posting generic review responses. That's a total waste of time. You need to use your keyword and location in your review response. At least 10 Q&As a month. Okay, have your products listed if it will allow you. Some categories will not allow you. Have your description optimized, which it does look like you do, but it does not look like you're even posting on it at all. So you need to be posting on a daily basis. If you need help with any of this, just let me know. Reach out to me. I am going to email you this over. And like I said, I would gladly help you get these things taken care of as far as your site and as far as your SEO and your rankings. So just reach out, let me know, and we're going to go ahead and go and do another audit. Okay, another audit. So let's go through the next one here. Let's see which one we're going to do. I got like 50 audits. If y'all wonder what I'm looking at, that's what I'm looking at. I got about 50 audits. So this next website's called Ascendant Financial. You got about almost 12,000, well, 11,500 different issues as far as your website. So that's a big no-no. Let's see real quick if I can get that to pull up again. All right. So you got 11,000 technical issues. We'll get to those in a second. If I look at your website, I mean, I almost want to bet this is, let's see here. So on WordPress, it's WordPress engine. People ask me about that stuff all the time, if it's any good or not. But all right, no sticky menu like usual. I need to get this to be a sticky menu so someone's scrolling. A typical on-page SEO, structuring your website, internal linking. You have no internal links, no textual links, stuff like that. All right, it's the basic, things that you need to take care of, your page structure. This mainly looks a lot like you're trying to get people to quote unquote log into your financial student portal and education. Okay, so this is going to be a totally different tactic when it comes to SEO. But that being said, you still have 11,000 on-page SEO issues you need to get fixed. This would take a couple of days to fix because it's a much larger site and many more issues. I'm going to send this over to you. It's a 214 page. You can see report with every one of your issues listed out. We can either help you, or if you have enough free time, you can do it yourself. Just let me know. Now, when it comes to your actual rankings and everything, you're actually not too bad when it comes to Ascendant Financial. And you're actually, this is for your actual term, which is Ascendant Financial. Let's go in here. I'm going to see if we can do another report and see if we can look at your scan reports and tell you what keywords we're going to be trying to rank for. Okay. And go from there. So this is Ascendant Financial. Let's look at your report. See what we got going on here. Because what we definitely don't want your geogrid looking like garbage, no matter what you're doing. All right. So for financial planner, okay, is a financial planner, because that's your main keyword and you are in Edmonton, Canada, you're actually ranking pretty good, even with all those issues. Now, imagine if we actually took those issues and fixed them all, your rankings would be even better. So, with yours, because you already got so much as a green and everything, I would probably need a month and I could have this whole thing looking like a giant ass cabbage. Um, Let me know if you need any help. I'm going to send this, GeoGrid report over to you, your audit over to you. So if you need any help or you want to take care of yourself, that's all the more power to you. But you'll have the tools essential to getting it done. As far as your GMB, post 5 days a week. Got to get those going in there. Right now, you're not posting anything. So make sure we're responding to your reviews with your keywords and your location in the actual keywords. Financial planning. Thank you for using our financial planning services. We love helping do a review that says, for instance, thank you for trusting us with your financial needs. We love helping the Edmonton community. Be blessed. I mean, stuff like that. It's just thinking outside the box. Most people think within the box and they're like, oh, I can only do certain things, et cetera, et cetera. But the problem is there's a hell of a lot more you can do than most people aren't thinking of, okay? The next one we're going to go to, we have another report to do, is in Skull. This is for a dentistry. And we're going to go ahead and do a ranking report on this. I hate these stupid little pop-ups, but it is what it is. You at least have a sticky menu. You at least have this over here, bright, aqua call to action. I love that. You have your H1. I can almost guarantee you looking at this. Okay, you got your H1, General Cosmetic Dentist in San Francisco. You got a good amount of content. Excellent, 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 excellent. Okay, then you got your procedures. Let's look at this. Like that mega menu. You got internal structure. You got your content. Let's see if you got, for instance, do we have linking structure? You got your linking structure like this going onto other pages. You got your content silo, which is excellent. You got YouTube videos going on. Awesome. Let's take a look at this on YouTube and see if you got that optimized. Okay, if we go into the description of this video, you do not have the description optimized. I can tell you just by taking all your videos and optimizing them the way I teach, you're going to get this GeoGrid looking green as a cabbage, and that's what we want. So when I do a YouTube channel or a YouTube structure, if you will, I'll show you one. Just for instance, let's go to this real quick. So we have a whole channel set up. The whole thing's optimized. We have our links, everything. Our links up here go to the website and our GeoGrid and our GMB. Okay, if we go into our videos, let's choose this one. If I look at the description, I have my timestamps. I have my GMB. I have my latitude, longitude. I have my name, address, phone number. I have an entire text for my blog, etc. I have all this information. So this is going to what's causing a lot of times when I take this is the off page that I will do sometimes, and it will help your rankings. And you already got a lot. If I was to go to your channel, let's look at your channel real quick. Okay, so you have plenty of content to work with. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14 videos that I can optimize immediately, and that would be great, especially whenever you have it for all of this. Why do you want videos on your website? Because it reduces bounce rate. Once again, why is bounce rate a good thing? It's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a good thing to have. So bounce rate, someone comes to your site, they see your site, they leave. That is what's called bounce rate. The longer someone comes on your site and stays, that's what we call dwell time. The longer I'm on your site, staying, watching, Google then goes, oh, they like your site. When Google perceives that they like your site, they award you in rankings. And where your site is ranking, your bounce rate comes down, dwell time goes up, and so do your rankings as well. All right, so what we have now, though, if we go over to your rankings, and we'll pull this up and go from there. So you can see all this all at one time, okay? Let's see if we can pull up your ranking. So it's let's Pentagon. If I can't pull them up this way, SK, there you are. Let's look at your report and see where you're at. Okay. And why I like these reports is I do a baseline report, and then as I'm doing your on-page SEO and your work, I can tell is what I'm doing working. All right, and we can immediately tell if we look at your entire report, right? This is where you're at, San Francisco, right? You're nowhere to be found. You know, it's sad, but it's true. You're not anywhere to be found for dentists. Now, let's go ahead and run a report, not just for dentists, but you are more specifically, let me close this out, a cosmetic dentist. So I want to run this report just to see maybe what are you at for cosmetic dentists. So we're going to send this over to you, but let's run this for cosmetic dentists as well, just to see what we're working with here. I've done this for 20 years, so really, I mean, these tools have gotten better. You can, you know, there's better things. It makes your life easier to look at things, you know, instead of doing things manual. I still look at a lot of stuff manually, but I also use these tools to simplify my life as a business owner that's doing search engine optimization for others business owners. All right, so let this report run, and then we're going to go ahead. This is going to be our final audit for the evening because I actually have a class right after this one. The class is going to be with my agency mastermind. So Cape Town, he asked any advice on how to get clients. Easy. I mean, really getting clients. If you don't know about ringless voicemails or IVR, please drop a message in my group. And if you don't know what my group is, if you go to Facebook, we are the largest local SEO group in all of Facebook. We're by means the largest group on local SEO and regular SEO in general. We're over 80,000 members now. But just drop a question in here if I don't get to it tonight, or if you want to know how to get clients or any of that. Just drop a message and I will definitely get to it as soon as possible. Mind you, I do probably 100 plus audits a week. So just bear with me if I don't get right on top of it. Even for cosmetic dentist, you are not ranking. Which is even worse is you're not even ranking. You're only at number 11 right on top of your location. Okay. So we're definitely going to have at least, I can almost guarantee at least 3 to 6 months, especially in cosmetic dentistry of work. Like I said, I'd love to help you. We'll get all those issues, on-page issues taken care of for you. Besides the on-page issues taken care of, you know, we'll then work on all of your off-page issues and get everything taken care of, because we definitely want to see you starting to rank in your GeoGrid, you know, looking green like it should be to help get those leads in that you want and those new patients. So I'm going to send all these reports over to you, your PDF, your audit, and your ranking reports, and we'll get to you as soon as possible. If you need any help, just let me know, and I would gladly help you. But everybody be blessed. I'm going to send out these audits to everybody, and I will see anybody that's waiting on me. I'll see you in our group class tonight. If you'd like to me to audit your website, just drop them in on our Facebook group in here and say, hey, William, audit my website, and I'll audit it. Okay. Also, if you want to go to our events, register for our events here. If you want me to audit tomorrow, drop it in here. If you go into GMB Audit Tuesdays, just click on this form and drop in your website or your GMB that you want me to audit. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending some time with me. And as always, be blessed.